Hey, Coach. Yeah, we all know about Myles Garrett's strip sack streak that ended last week, but I wanted to ask you when it comes to strip sacks. I know you guys drill that stuff and practice it, but are there just some guys that have a knack for it and are just better at it?
I do believe guys have a knack for it. And I believe those guys don't necessarily have to be taught and drilled as much. But like I said last time on this question, like we're going to practice it all the time for all the guys. I think the guys that get there more often are going to have way more attempts at it, so it may look like they have a knack for it. But I always refer to it as shots on goals. The more shots on goal you have, more opportunities, and eventually you're going to get them. But yeah, Myles, we always talk about on tape, point out the opportunities, whether he's at left or whether he's at right, where the ball's going to be in accordance to your rush, and being able to slap at the hand, slap at the ball, even when you don't have a clean win on a guy. All those things are talked about, coached, and hopefully we can continue to get more of those.
Thanks.
Thanks, Dan. Jeff Chanel, you're up.
Hey, Coach. Ben Roethlisberger, is it more than just his big size and his legs that make him so difficult to get down, or what is it?
I think it's a combination of everything. Pocket awareness. I told my D-line a story that they all laughed about. I played against Ben when I was at Colorado State, played defensive line, and I got to chase him around myself. So I know exactly what it felt like to chase him around and not be able to get him. But these guys will have a much better chance of getting them than I did back then. But yeah, just his pocket awareness of the rush, getting rid of the ball on time. But obviously it's the size and strength. Been doing it for a number of years, avoiding to use his offhand as a stiff arm. But we got to attack that ball, because anytime that's going on, he's trying to extend the play, the ball will be available for us to go after.
Marla Ridenour has our next question.
Yeah, Coach, with the way Ben gets rid of the ball so quickly, I mean, this would probably be for all the guys, but you don't want him to jump off sides. I mean, how do you, like Myles, for example, how do you want to get off quick to get him, but how do you balance that?
Yep. Well, our goal in every game is to have 0 offsides, and I believe we've had 3 this year on the D-line, and a couple of them were very, very close, and Larry's was obviously not, but we're going to take great pride in that. Trying to get off, we train in a bunch of different ways, especially in the off season when you have time to really train your stimulus response as far as getting off. We show them their cadence, their different cadences. We do all the TV copies. We present that to them on Third Down Thursday. So they know exactly what it's going to be like when they get into the game, exactly what it's like on second down, on third down, in the red zone, under center, in the gun. So we'll do our best to prepare them that way. And then, but yeah, we cannot take aggressiveness off them. Whether a 5-yard penalty will hurt you at times, but a strip sack can change the outcome of a game in a hurry. So it's that fine line of being aggressive, but them also being disciplined in that.
And just with Myles, I know this is just another game, but have you really seen him grow this season? I mean, is that possible?
Oh, for sure. As young as he is, I hope he's always growing as long as I'm here, and throughout his career, I hope he's constantly getting better and striving to do that. And whether it's film study, whether it's out on the field, playing left end, playing right end, different sets, different moves, and continuing to work on his toolbox as a pass rusher, we call it, and yeah, he's obviously better than he was in training camp. So that needs to continue to progress. And as always with the great ones, it's fun to watch and to see them do different things.
Why do you say these guys will have a better chance to get Ben than you did? Just his Ben's age, or they're in better speed?
Yeah, these athletes are the best at what they do in the world. And I was just a Division I college football player at Colorado State, but I vividly remember a play that must have lasted. I don't think the film is still available. It must have lasted 20 seconds where I was chasing this guy around forever. 4 D linemen couldn't even come close to him. That's how much better he was in college than people he was playing against.
Thank you.
Tony Grossi, your line's open.
Hey, Chris, one of the areas of growth that I see in Garrett is that he's been able to amp up his game and avoid personal fouls. Now, last year, there were some questionable ones called on him, but he seems to have learned how to attack the quarterback within the rules a lot better this year. How much conversation was there in the virtual off season about that, or is it just a natural progression on his part?
Yeah, honestly, there wasn't a whole lot of conversation specific to Miles in regards to that. For me as a D-line coach, I always take pride in teaching those guys, to avoiding those stupid penalties. And then obviously Coach Woods and then Coach Stefanski, we talk about all the time, team, and, how you can hurt your team and making decisions like that. But in the NFL, obviously, is protecting quarterback at all costs, with the landing on the quarterback penalty that started being enforced last year or 2 years ago. We have to show him examples of those. But he's done a great job. Part of that, obviously, is maturity. When you continue to understand situations that your buttons will be pressed in those situations in games, and the ability to walk away from it, understanding that, ultimately you're helping your team just by walking away from the situation and not costing your team a 15-yarder.
Thanks.
Thanks, Tony. We'll go to Tom Withers.
Thanks, Rob. Hey, Coach. I just looked it up. It looked like Big Ben torched you guys pretty good in 4 months that day.
Appreciate that.
Sorry.
Thanks for pointing that out.
I had to do a quick Google on it. Hey, so last week when I asked Miles if he'd ever been any better than he is right now, he reminded us he had 9 sacks in one game in high school. And I'm just curious, you said he's got to add to that toolbox. What does the next level of Myles Garrett look like?
The next level is just, if you call him unblockable now, it's just really to be unblockable. But as you know, in this league, offensive linemen are so good as well that there's going to be times he's going to be losing matchups in one-on-one pass rush situations. And, for him, it's just to always get that percentage of winning your one-on-ones higher. Whether they slide to you and chip, there's only so much you can do. We have plans, and he showed to be able to beat a chip block, be able to beat slide protection. But when his percentage just continues to rise and his one-on-one winning percentage in one-on-one situations, being able to go speed to power whenever he wants, but understanding the sets that he gets, understanding that when he gets off the ball, offensive tackles are already out of position because they have to kick back so far and so fast and speed up their feet to keep up with his explosiveness. That speed to power will always be there for him. So continuing to have confidence in that, and that will lead to, more inside wins and things like that.
I know Joe Woods was saying it last week. Do you kind of lick your chops every time you see that they're just going to block him with one guy?
Absolutely. And then, his sack at Dallas Cowboys, strip sack on Dak, this is called overcoaching, but it looked like they were about to run the ball his way. So I'm on the sidelines yelling, set the edge, which is a term we use against the run. And he just ran right past tackle and stripped the quarterback. I was like, yes, I'll keep yelling that next time.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Tom. Yep. Scott Petrick, you're up.
Hey, Coach, I got a Miles question too, but first, how did Larry look this week?
Great. Larry looks good. It's just good to have him back out there with his personality. And, we miss Larry all around, not just obviously as a player on Sundays, but, missed him out there at practice, keeping the group going. He's kind of the glue that holds this thing together. So he looked good. Really excited to get him back.